One breezy afternoon, Gordon the big engine dozed at the harbour before taking his evening express. He was in a bad mood and wanted to be left alone. Bill and Ben, however, didn't care at all and took the opportunity to give Gordon grief. "The wind's picking up, Gordon. Better hold on to your dome," chuckled Bill. Gordon leered at the twins. He did not like to be reminded of the time that the wind caused his loose dome to come off whilst thundering across the viaduct. "You can't trust domeless engines, they say," Ben added, grinning. Gordon was about to retort, but he suddenly thought of the perfect way to get the twins to leave. He knew that they thought they were clever. They were very gullible. "Perhaps you're right," said Gordon. "I'm glad I have a dome, but I'm especially glad that I have a firebox and funnel." "What do you mean? What kind of engine doesn't use a firebox or funnel?" Bill asked. "Diesels, for one," Gordon replied. "But I'm not talking about diesels. I'm talking about a different kind of engine. My driver told me about them, but you wouldn't be interested in that sort of thing." This piqued the twins' interest. "Tell us," said Ben. And so Gordon started. Many years ago, on a faraway land, there existed a railway. It was much like ours, with a main line and branch lines. There were big engines and small engines. What the railway was particularly well known for was its industries. It exported goods across the world. The engines who worked in the factories were tank engines, much like you two. One day, the controller, to save money, decided to replace the tank engines with something else. Gordon paused and gave an impressive dramatic sigh, as if petrified with fear, which had the desired effect on Bill and Ben, who were glued to Gordon's every word. "What happened?" they asked, shivering. "You say the new engines weren't truly engines. They were mere shells of engines. They had no fireboxes, no funnels. Men who worked in the factories say that they look like ghosts, gaunt and lifeless, sailing across the yard without making a sound. The workmen, disturbed by the sight, pleaded with their controller to bring the old engines back, but he would not listen. Many of the workers left, and soon the factories fell into disuse, but they say the ghost engines still roam the yard, slinking along day and night." A whistle shrieked from the other end of the yard. Bill and Ben nearly jumped off the rails. They quivered as they heard the sound of wheels creaking towards the sidings. "It's the ghost engines!" Bill and Ben cried. They scampered away at once. Gordon bellowed with laughter. The source of the noise had been Edward, who, with plenty of steam, had coasted across the harbour to the sidings. "Where did the twins go off to in such a hurry?" he asked. "I just told them a ghost story to get them to leave me alone," Gordon said, tears in his eyes from laughing. "But you really added the final dramatic flair with your whistle." "Oh dear, I was hoping to catch them. There's a big shipment of China clay jute." "Well, I'm sure you'll find them hunkered down in their shed." It turned out Gordon was right. Edward found the twins at the back of the engine shed at the station, still shaking. "What's gotten into you two?" asked Edward. "If we're not careful, the ghost engines will get us." "Ghost engines?" The twins told Edward what Gordon had said. Edward smiled. as he realised it was what the twins were actually describing. "Those aren't ghost engines," Edward laughed. "Those are fireless engines." "Fireless?" Bill asked. "They don't need fireboxes or funnels. Their boilers are filled with superheated steam, which allows their pistons to move like a normal steam engine. They're used all over the mainland, and they're all quite nice." Bill and Ben, realising that they were tricked, vowed to pay Gordon out the next time they met.